What's up, warriors and shield maidens? It's another day and another music reaction. Okay, so we have a buy me a coffee request for today. Something I have a feeling is a bit out of the ordinary, not what I normally do. Woody Man sent me a link. I first sent it to my brother and said, please check this out just to make sure that I don't, access stuff that I shouldn't be accessing or that I don't want to be accessing it. It didn't look like music, and based on what Woody Man also said in his message, it also didn't sound like music reactions, okay, or music for that matter. So sent it to my brother, said, hey, can you please check this out? Because now I obviously also don't want to spoil anything, because I believe 100% to go in blind into my reactions and not do research. So my brother came back to me to say he does not think I'm gonna like this. I might hate this, but Woody Man, you asked for it. So the channel is called, oh, and God's help me, I hope I pronounced this correctly. It sounds kind of filthy, but HoeMath, I think. In parentheses, it says PsychoMath. So Woody Man's instruction was to select the most recent video on this channel. Woody Man, I hope you realized that it might very well change from the time you logged this request to the time I actually recorded this request. So I'm going to show you, I'm on the channel. We're going to go to videos and we're going to, let's refresh to make sure we select the most recent, there we go, video as per your request. Oh, I don't even know what I'm in for here. And look, oh gods, looking at this title, BatmanToDemocrat. I, if you're gonna get me banned today, name, you're gonna have to pay my bills for the next 5 years.
I just wanted to come on here and put in my.
So, oh, hold on, let's go. I don't know, guys. I'm actually a bit nervous. I'm seriously nervous. I don't know what this is, so please forgive me. This was a request, okay, and because I go in blind, that's probably the worst thing I could do. I think for this, I'm actually going to use my normal headsets. Ooh. There we go. It's on. Okay. Woody Man, I'm telling you now, if you're getting me banned today, nay, 5 years of bills. That's what you're paying. Here we go, guys. This is a long video. 13 minutes, 35 seconds. Let's see what HoeMath is all about.
Little 2 cents about I've never been attracted to my husband or whatever that post was. I didn't even have to watch the whole video to understand this.
I don't have to watch it either. I know what Sarah's saying. She's saying that there was some buzz around a video with a woman who said that she wasn't attracted to her husband at first, but over time she became attracted to him. And a lot of guys did not like hearing that because they just want to be this guy. They want women to be attracted right away. They don't want to have to earn their way out of here. And yeah, we all want to be this guy, but 80% of us won't be, maybe 90. So first of all, this is something that I teach. It's in all of my charts. I updated my charts, by the way. You can get them here. This one shows women who don't know men going for the top ones, and then women who do being much more fair. I show this again right here. If they don't know you, they're very picky. They only like these guys. If they do know you, they're normal. Here it is a third time. This is me moving out of the not people zone and then back into it because I got old. It's kind of crazy how much familiarity changes things. Women who know me from HoeMath will say they're in love with me without seeing my face, and then I go out and it's just... And these guys who get upset that they're not in here right away, they're making a mistake. What they think that woman is saying is, my husband is not attractive, but he does stuff for me, so I pretend to like him. What she's really saying is, my husband might not have stunned me at first, but when he did this stuff, he moved up this scale. Sarah's gonna help me
Oh, too
explain.
true.
This is Sarah Eaton, by the way. She's like,
Hold on, I'm stopping right there. So I said something similar to my brother just yesterday. I'm trying to think exactly how we got conversation. But I think it came down to a man's looks. I would almost not even look twice at you if you are attractive. At first, I will probably notice, okay, that's an attractive person, and then that will be it. I won't even look at you again. Because for me, if you now go and do something that is really manly and really honorable and righteous, and you stand your ground, or you are so much of a gentleman, you do something nice, acts of service, or whatever a female's love languages are, if the man can speak those languages, that is what makes him attractive. And just it was today. It was literally today. We're trying to sell one of our cars, and we went over to a potential buyer. We actually drove to this buyer, and he wasted so much of our time going through the whole damn car. And then at the end, he said, so in your mind, how is it that you think you can now ask for this amount of money? And he wanted to just scratch off a huge amount before the negotiations even start. So I looked at my brother. I'm like, I want to see now where this is going to go, because I'm not interested in dropping the price. I know what this car is worth. And at first, I shook my head to actually tell my brother, no, we're not doing this. We might as well leave. But he didn't take it like that. He thought I'm showing him that I'm realizing he's getting frustrated with this guy, and he should just like tone it down and, not get irritated or whatever. Meanwhile, it's not the case. So at some point, my brother just decided, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm actually not doing this. And he just said, you know what, negotiations just ended. We're not doing this. Thank you for your time. We're off. And we got home and I told my brother, and then my brother explained to me what he thought I had said or meant with me shaking my head. And I just said, no, but let me tell you this. If any woman had to see you be this awesome right now and just standing your ground, whatever, they would have fallen over their feet for you. Because it's so attractive when a man stands his ground and in a calm way. Like my brother was smiling all the way. He even held out his hand, shook the guy's hand, regardless of how pissed we both were that this guy's wasting our time so much. But yeah, like acts of service, a man smiling. I made a comment about it this week. Someone smiling changes 100% how you look and how you come across, and it just instantly makes you more attractive. You don't have to be a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 people don't even get my attention. And there's nothing wrong with being a 10 out of 10 physically. I've learned and I was raised that 10 out of 10 people would never really solely belong to their partner, because everyone admires them, everyone wants a piece of them. And I can't say it's a fact, it's an opinion. But generally 10 out of 10 people also are not fully invested in their partners, and they like the attention and they like to, look around. So I'm 100% with this guy. If a woman does not instantly fall in love with a man based on his looks or whatever, it's got nothing to do with the fact that she only strings him along for whatever it is that he can do for her. Not at all. I do think good women with brains, they look for something deeper than just physical attraction. And it's generally also how the man makes them feel. Personal experience. So here we go. Let's continue.
first, but when he did this stuff, he moved up this scale. Sarah's gonna help me explain. This is Sarah Eaton, by the way. She's like working class pearly things. She's on TikTok. So again, Sarah's talking about a video where a woman said, my husband may not have had the looks, but he did have the masculinity enough to probably get about here. So
There we
when
go.
he lost the masculinity, I lost attraction. And what the guys in Sarah's audience heard was, I never liked my husband. I was using him.
I'm going to explain it from a woman's perspective, and I wish I could have HoeMath make me a little freaking diagram.
Wish granted. Sorry it took like 8 months. I've been busy. This is the Batman-to-Democrat scale. It expands on zones by showing how a woman judges your physical attractiveness and then adds points for how much you are like Batman and subtracts points for how much you are a Democrat. For example, if you are a hockey player, a chef good at chess, those are Batman points. And if you have a lot of temper tantrums or anime dolls, or if you're sorry for existing, those are Democrat points.
Yeah.
So this girl thinks that this guy is about a 6 physically, but he's also 70% like Batman, which makes him an 8.8 to her. In other words, being a man is attractive, which all men have known everywhere for all time until 1963.
Yeah.
And even these guys are still being more of a man than most of you and me until I was almost 30. There were a lot of ups and downs, but this upward trajectory is all about me taking responsibility for who I am, which is what you have to do instead of just complaining that women don't think you're pretty. It's easier to take responsibility for yourself if you can watch what your mind does. I made the self-max map simpler so you can do that without all these words in the way. Another way to watch what your mind does is reading about psychology, and short form is a great way to do that. You can get quick, easy-to-read summaries of books on psychology, motivation, success, learn the basics fast, and then get the book later if it sounds right for you. 20% off with my link. One of the things I learned is that women don't always say what they want because they don't always know what it is. That's why the lower half of zones is in these
No
thought
secret
bubbles.
there.
This is the stuff that makes us look good, and this is the stuff we don't talk about. And when you live in a feminized society, you get taught feminine values like be nice and be yourself, even though that stuff over here is not what women respond to.
Yeah.
Sarah's usually on our side, and even she makes that mistake. Sarah's going to explain from a woman's perspective.
And I'm going to explain it from a woman's perspective, and I wish I could have HoeMath make me a little freaking diagram.
Here's a little freaking diagram.
You have to understand that if you are a medium ugly man, you can move up to a level 10 attractiveness.
Now remember, that's most of us. Most men are going to be between a 4 and a 6, right in the middle there. And if you are a 4 and women don't know you, they're going to see you as a 0. You're people, at least. You're not a ghost, but you'll be a 0. And if you're a 6, that makes you about a 3.2. If you're a 7, you're a 5. So then how do you add points from there?
Just by your personality, the way you show up, your kindness, what you bring to the table and in a relationship, you know, not being a dirtbag. So
here's your personality and how you show up and kindness. I wrote it all down. And all of those things make women want to know you, which makes them judge you much more favorably. So these guys who are complaining that women don't like them right away, they're doing the exact opposite of anything that would increase their chances. Complaining that women don't like you makes you sound like a crying baby. So in other words, Sarah's saying the same thing I always do, but from a woman's perspective, which is why she says be nice, because women never say be strong.
Just think of it this way. If you have a 10 out of 10 physical appearance and you lack everything else, imagine how much you need to compensate. You get a teeny tiny brain who knows nothing, who cannot hold a conversation because everything revolves around him, how much he gyms, how much he spends on protein shake, how many hours he spends freaking polishing his nails. I don't know. I'm not interested in that. I don't think a lot of women are interested in that unless they want trophy husbands. Honestly, this guy is actually freaking spot on. I did not think this is going to be like this. Honestly, I expected something terrible.
Words, Sarah's saying the same thing I always do, but from a woman's perspective, which is why she says be nice, because women never say be strong, even though that's what they mean. And I'm adding a visual tool to show how you change your attractiveness with who you choose to be. Let's hear a little more.
Keep that in mind. If you are down here, way at the bottom, you are not attractive, you have nothing to offer, but you are a nice guy, you can eventually move your way up to that medium ugly status. And
by nice, Sarah means strong. She's smart, but she's still a woman, so she calls this stuff nice. Wrong word, but you get the idea.
And for all of the men that are about to cry in the comments like, oh, that's not true, then you haven't met the right woman, period.
Yeah.
Again, that's a female way of saying it. The more you become competent and confident, the more women are the right woman.
And most of the men are not going to listen to this post. They're not going to agree with me, and that's fine. But I'm telling you how it works in a woman's mind. We can initially see you and not find you attractive, but over time, we can absolutely get to know you and know you on a deeper level and eventually like you, find you attractive, and even fall in love with you.
I think it's sad that Sarah even has to say this because this used to just be the way things are. You used to just automatically get familiar with people, and the familiarity would create attraction, and then people would just pair off according to their level.
I mean, that's
we used to have
point
a
of
high
courting.
trust society where people were not afraid of each other. So a guy could follow a girl home and go like, I'm gonna marry you one day, Sally Wilkinson, and she'd go, he seems nice. And you can't do that anymore.
No.
Attempting to become familiar is now creepy, and it gets you fired or arrested. But now that nobody's familiar with each other, the women appear extremely picky, and I guess they are extremely picky because of the way things are.
And that's also the
these
result of
guys
dating
think
apps,
that they
'cause
have to
everything
be
is
up
physical.
here or they're going to get nothing forever. And it's not true. You can just become familiar with people, and the best way to do that is by cultivating these traits. Let's hear one more thing from Sarah.
If you are already a man that is attractive and you are already up here as like a level 10 of attractiveness, you have to understand the moment that your habits and your behaviors are representative of someone that is dishonest, disingenuine, you go back down to the ick status, which is basically you don't come back from it.
Those are Democrat points. When you act like a bitch, it causes the ick. Let's do a few examples. So the girl
100%.
sees the guy and evaluates his looks physically. That's what the eye is for. And she thinks he's about a 6. And then she evaluates, is this guy more like Batman or more like a Democrat? And she decides that he is 70% Batman, which is an abnormal result. You're not going to get 70. I'm probably like 50% Batman, and I'm famous. And then that makes the guy overall an 8.8 because that is 70% of the way from 6 to 10. So over here we have a 4 that's below average, but he's 80% Batman, so that comes out to 7.2, well above average. And here we have a 3, but he's 90% Batman. As you can see, that's even higher at 8.3. Don't forget, this guy slept with supermodels, and it was not because of his choice of tie. It was because of power. That's what the sword is for. It adds to your value. If, however, you are in the top 10% of attractiveness, and you act even 20% like a Democrat, you will go back down to average level, and girls will start to think they can do better than you. This happened to me more than once. So like you start a relationship, and it's good for 3 months, but then here comes the democracy.
No matter what you do, once you're in that ick status, she's done. She's cut off. You know, she is not going to talk to you. She's not going to look at you the same way.
This is so very, very true. Even when I had a lot of this stuff and women liked me right away, which I guess it's happening again because I have skill, talent, ability, status, popularity, etc., instead of looks. But when it was happening because I looked better, I would behave like this or like this one time, and they would get some degree of ick, and they would cool right off.
Most of you will all be in the comments like crying about this and that, and it's not true. I am telling you, from a woman's perspective, we don't necessarily always have to find you attractive off the jump, but you can eventually become attractive to a woman.
And you can mess it up too. Sarah made her video because men were complaining that some woman stopped liking her husband because he changed his behavior. I'm making this video because I don't want you to get stuck thinking like that. I make fun of women all the time for saying I am the table, which means I don't care what others think I have to offer. The male version of I am the table is I want her to like me for me and
Yeah.
not for the things about me. That doesn't make any sense. The only way that people can like you is by liking the things you have to offer. Rewatch the table if you have to. The point is that you can't say, I want to be liked,
I think we
even
need to
though
watch
I'm
the
not
table.
being things that are likable. We don't live in times like this anymore where most of us
No.
are going to get a chance. We live in times like this, and not all of us can be in the top 10%. And even if you are, you can still screw it up. And even if you don't, it's still gonna fade with time. So I know that it's hard to get attention because women are insanely picky, and it's hard to get familiar because everyone is isolated, no one's connected anymore. But telling women what to want doesn't work. It doesn't work on you either. You know how women say body count doesn't matter? Still does though, doesn't it? Matters a lot. You can either try to be what people want or don't, but you can't make them want something else. And that's true for women too. This one doesn't go away just because you say so. We just lie to you about it and then you end up here. So yeah, it's bad that we don't have familiarity anymore. It makes women behave like this. The times we live in just make relationships less stable. But women just do not think like men. They don't like you just for being there unless you're extremely attractive, and you can still ruin it. And yeah, women should be more forgiving, but you can't make them. You can only be more of what they like, and keep doing it forever. I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. As a final reminder, here's more men whose wives hate them. What's going on here is the wife picks out a fruit and puts it in the bag. Then the husband takes it out when she's not looking and says, "Is this one good?" And suddenly the same fruit is no longer good.
Yeah.
It was good when she picked it, bad when he picked it. These men probably think they're making fun of their wives, but they're really just proving that they don't know how to be men. These women have the ick for their husbands because they're saying, "Is this one good enough, mommy?" And women don't want that. They don't want to be your boss. They want you to say, "This is what we're doing."
Pin your arms above your head.
Okay, go learn how to be in charge now and provide direction
not
instead
nice.
of expecting things. Go do impressive things.
Get help with becoming a thing doer. That's cool. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This was actually really entertaining. I'm liking this. This was good. I might actually subscribe after another one. Oh, the top comment on this, let me show you. On this video is they used to play hard to get, now they play hard to want. Guys, times have changed. It is so sad, but so true. We're dealing with a lot of brainless Karens a lot of the time, especially in the last 3 years. And we're sometimes, a lot of the times, dealing with brainless, steroid-filled, egotistical douchebags. This guy is so spot on. What he's saying, I don't know the level of effort that he had to put in to create all these diagrams of his and the point system, and it is insane. He did such a good job. Yeah, I'm all for it, honestly. Like, I cannot be more outspoken about what a man should be, or what men used to be, and the type of man a woman feels attracted to and want to see and wants to be around. Trust me, if you come to me and say, "I drink soy milk," I'll end the conversation there. Like, you might be think I'm shallow. If you come to me and you tell me you drink soy milk and you're vegan and Oh, take it from someone who used to be vegan, by the way. I spent 5 years of my life being a complete idiot, following narratives because everyone said that's the right thing to do. And then I woke up. So yes, now I am that douche who says if you are vegan, if you drink soy milk, if you spend more time in front of the mirror than what I do, if you don't want to get your hands dirty in the front of a car engine, or help me in the garden, or pick up a few bricks and do something, and if you rather want to be at home with the kids whilst I work, no, it's not going anywhere. The conversation has ended, the negotiations have ended, and there's the door. Yeah, honestly, like, we are in such a desperate need for men, real manly men, natural testosterone filled men who is still warriors, who is still natural protectors, who wants to be protectors, who is a little rough around the edges, but they know how to make their woman feel. They know how to, I mean, if I say you need to be kind, it means don't take that Oaks bullshit. You better protect me, but do it with a smile. Yeah, I have to say, okay, so this guy's spot on. And I probably think for majority it's 100% true. There are your exceptions. Obviously, there will always be exceptions. The one thing I'll keep rambling on is just about what a straight shooter I am, and I expect the same in return because I struggle to read between the lines. I do not do sugarcoating. I do not do guessing games. I do not do playing hard to get and all that bullshit. Be honest with me, look me in the eye, tell me what is it that you want. I will tell you what I want. Are we doing this? Yes or no? Cool. In or out. Okay. So its personality types is I'm an overthinker, and so it's exhausting for me to have to overthink even with my partner. And so I prefer not to overthink. You can rather hurt my feelings by saying something really straightforward, but at least I will know exactly what you mean. Yeah, hectic stuff. This is so cool. Okay, Woody Man, I approve. I do. I was really, I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking worried when my brother said I'm not gonna like this, or I should probably not do this. I don't think I don't know what videos he went to watch. Although there was another one, I think he suggested another one, and he said the one is going to get me banned, and the other one is I'm not going to like. So this is probably the one that's going to get me banned if I post it on YouTube. So I might need to just leave this on Patreon. Yeah, but this was pretty cool. Thanks, Woody Man. Thank you. It's different. It's different. Now I need to just think on what channel do I want to put this. Do I want to put it on my reaction channel? I should probably name. It's no point in putting it on my rubbish channel, or the one where I just like dump whatever random crap I come up with. Anyways, thank you for this. Feel free to send something more like this. It's cool. And yeah, I will check you in the next one. Thanks, guys.
We are the brave heart Vikings. We stand